Welcome to Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's Game 3 of a 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Minnesota Twins. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, is joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, today the Red Sox play day baseball and try to win the series, and what an incredible series it has been for Big Papi David Ortiz.
Oh, it's been something to watch. It really has, Don. You know, 4 home runs in this series. When Ortiz homers in a Red Sox game, they are 7-2 on the season, and he has been just lighting it up in this series. 4 total home runs against his former ball club, and he is so locked in on the ball middle in right now that they just can't get it by him. You know, he's staying off the pitches that are away from him, but the balls at the middle in, he's just taking swings at him and just really just crushing those baseballs right now. And you see the numbers in this series: a 700 batting average, the 4 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. Career at Target Field, he enjoys playing here. 9 home runs and 22 RBIs, and this place hasn't been open that long. So, I mean, it's been an incredible stretch for David Ortiz against his former ball club.
He's looking to do the same thing today. It'll be tough to do that again, but he had 2 home runs in the first game, 2 home runs in the second game, and the Red Sox are going to get more good starting pitching as they did last night. Clay Buchholz on the hill comes in at 2-3 with a 6.44 earned run average. We're back with more right after this. In the American League East, everybody kind of hovering around 500. With a win today, the Red Sox could jump to first place. This is a look at the American League East so far. The Red Sox are a half game back of the Orioles. The Yankees tied with the Red Sox to begin the day. The Blue Jays a game and a half back, and the Rays 3.5 back, so just 3.5 between the top team and the bottom team in the American League East. The Red Sox playing day baseball here today. A quick turnaround for the Red Sox after a night game last night. With more, here's Adam Pellerin.
Well, Don, that's right. It is a quick turnaround after a 3-hour and 7-minute game last night. The Red Sox are back at it here at Target Field. 14 hours later, the Red Sox 5-8 overall in day games so far this year. Manager John Farrell said, hey, we know it's a short turnaround, but we'd rather play this one early and get home early and get ready for that big series against the Tigers. It's also an opportunity to get some guys some rest, namely Shane Victorino and Grady Sizemore. Here's the manager talking about that in our Geico Quote of the Day.
Yeah, and with Vic, you know, he banged the knee the other night, and this is a day of rest for him to, you know, get some additional treatment. But we don't think it's long-term. Just want to try to stay ahead of it. And with Grady's situation still, knowing that we've got 3 right-handed starters coming up on the weekend, a day of rest just to balance, you know, the things that we still factor in with him.
And a little bit more on Grady Sizemore. Farrell added that he actually is available today, and if possible, he would be able to play 6 or 7 consecutive days. So he has come a long way, that's for sure. And again, he would be available today if needed.
All right, Adam, thanks very much. Well, the Red Sox hope Big Papi can do it again today. Still got a lot of fans here in Minneapolis. We're back with the first pitch right after this. to you by Southwest Airlines. Toyota's website for deals by Toyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts. And your New England Subaru dealers. The concourse here at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as the Twins fans make their way in here for day game here from Minnesota, final game of the 3-game series, and it is on the chilly side here today. 45 degrees to start the ball game. The breeze from left to right at 15 miles per hour, and mostly cloudy is the forecast, and we are cloud covered to begin this game. In fact, the lights are on here this afternoon to begin this game between the Red Sox and the Twins. And Jerry, as they prepare for this 3rd game of the series, chance for the Red Sox to win the series, and as we mentioned earlier, it's all about winning series.
It certainly is, and the Red Sox have been able to do that recently because their hitting is now starting to catch up with their pitching, and the combination is starting to work together, where early in the season they couldn't get one or the other to go together to get a consecutive game winning streak or to win series, and it seems like that's happening now. The offense has certainly heated up a little bit on this road trip. The pitching has been decent on the road trip, and that combination has given the Red Sox a good trip up until today.
Well, the Twins take the field today as they do. Let's check out the Red Sox starting 9. The Red Sox lineup is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Now, Dustin Pedroia leads it off at second base with Xander Bogaerts at shortstop batting second. David Ortiz, the DH, with Mike Napoli at first base. Johnny Gomes getting the start in right field as he bats fifth. Mike Karp is in left batting sixth. David Ross catches the day game after the night game with Pierzynski catching the first 2. Will Middlebrooks at third base bats eighth, and Jackie Bradley Jr. in the ninth spot and in center field. Well, the former New York Yankee Phil Hughes is on the mound today for the Twins. His 8th start of the year comes in at 4-1 with a 3.92 earned run average. 32 strikeouts, only 6 walks, and opponents hitting at .283 against Phil Hughes. Last time out, he did beat the Detroit Tigers 7 shutout innings, allowing 8 hits. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 3 as Hughes gets the start today for Minnesota.
Now the Twins are 7th in the league in defense, 24 errors on the season. Trevor Plouffe will be at third base. Eduardo Escobar, the shortstop. Brian Dozier at second. And Chris Calabello was at first base. Left to right, Jason Kubel, Aaron Hicks, and Chris Parmalee. And Kurt Suzuki doing the catching for Phil Hughes.
And the umpiring crew, Chris Cuccione, has a play calling the balls and strikes today with Sean Barber at first base. The crew chief, Tom Hallion, is at second. And the third base umpire today is Eric Cooper. This game is available in Spanish. The SAP function is brought to you by the new Captain Morgan White Rum.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
And the final game of the series, the final game, the Red Sox will be here at Target Field for the regular season as Ron Gardenhire's team comes in 7 games back of the Tigers in the American League Central. They are tied with Cleveland and with Chicago as the Tigers at 24-12 to begin the year just swept the Orioles in a 3-game series. And the Tigers have today off, resting in Boston, getting ready for the series against the Red Sox over the weekend. Here is Dustin Pedroia to lead it off here in the first inning. And the first pitch of the ball game in there for strike 1, and we're underway. Pedroia at .286, 2 homers and 13 runs batted in. Dustin 2 for 9 so far in the series against the Twins. And quickly down 0-2. Let's take a look at our Chevy key player. Dustin Pedroia has reached base safely in 27 consecutive starts against the Minnesota Twins, and it is a Red Sox record. A 2-pitch up and away, and it's 1-2.
You mentioned Phil Hughes on a 4-game winning streak, wins against Kansas City, Detroit, Baltimore, and then Detroit again his last time out, and he went 7 innings, giving up 8 hits and no runs in that game.
7 seasons with the Yankees. 1-2 is fouled off to the right out of play, and it hangs at 1-2. The breakdown by month so far for Hughes. Higher earned run average in the month of April. It's been terrific in May, and along with 2 victories without a loss.
And the impressive thing, Don, he's only allowed 6 walks all season long.
His 6 walks tied for the lowest in the American League with Rick Porcello. Sounded like a broken bat inside, jamming Pedroia on the foul ball, and it was.
Yeah, a little two-seam fastball by Hughes this time coming in the hands of Dustin Pedroia, getting the broken bat, and a new piece of lumber for Pedroia as he comes back up to the plate.
More on the walks for Hughes. Since the start of 2013, he's walked only 48 batters, which is third best in the American League, behind Price and Iwakuma. Price with 33, Iwakuma with 43, and then Hughes with 48 since the start of last year. This one is in the air down the right field line. Chris Parmalee heading over to make the catch for the first out here of the first inning. Well, baseball is back in season, so gather 20 or more of your friends, family, and coworkers for a group outing at Fenway and secure exclusive access to seats. Call 877-RED SOX 9 or visit redsox.com/groups for more information. Well, Red Sox Nation here for this series in Minnesota. Only trip to Minneapolis during the regular season. One down for Xander Bogaerts. Slides up to the number 2 spot in the order today. Xander with a double last night. And a 3-for-8 series so far against the Twins. It's gone 4 for 19 on the current road trip for the Red Sox. John Farrell's squad able to take 2 out of 3 from the Texas Rangers in Texas before coming here to Minnesota and splitting the first 2 games of this series. Bogaerts stays alive and fouls it back to the screen. Red Sox and Twins will face each other 3 more times, but that'll all be at Fenway Park, June 16th through the 18th. Last year, the Red Sox winning the season series 4 games to 3 against the Twins. It was the 7th straight season Red Sox have been able to win the season series against the Twins. Great foul off to the right out of play, and it's still 1-2.
Hughes making his 23rd appearance against the Red Sox, his 14th career start. Has a record of 5-7 against Boston with a 5.70 ERA.
Originally a first-round draft choice by the Yankees, 23rd overall in 2004. He's out of Santa Ana, California. Ended up spending 7 seasons with the Yankees and racked up 56 wins in those 7 years. Bogaerts after the 1-2 lifts it to left center field, and Jason Kubel has it sized up for the second out. I'll remind you to watch Sox in 2 every game day at midnight, presented by Kiel Vodka. Stay balanced. 2 down here in the first inning, and it brings us to David Ortiz, who has had an epic series so far against the Twins. Overall numbers at .305, 11 homers, and 25 runs batted in. He homered twice in the first game, and last night homered twice again. Second straight game. 383rd and 384th of his Red Sox career, passing Jim Rice for sole possession of third place. Red Sox all-time home run list. They pop this up into short left as it is Plouffe who makes the catch that ends the inning. A 1-2-3 first for Phil Hughes. The Twins are coming up. bottom of the first inning. My question is, Jerry, was the beard there before he was a Red Sox fan or after?
Probably after.
You think so?
Probably after.
Well, look at the Twins starting lineup today. Brian Dozier at second base. Joe Mauer is the DH with Trevor Plouffe at third base. Chris Colabello, Massachusetts own, at first base in the cleanup spot. Jason Kubel in left. Kurt Suzuki does the catching with Chris Parmalee in right field. Aaron Hicks in center bats eighth, and Eduardo Escobar at shortstop bats ninth. The sun has made its way through the clouds here in Minnesota as Brian Dozier leads it off here for the Twins. Swing to the first pitch, pops it up down the third baseline, foul ground. Middlebrooks will give way to Bogart standing in behind him and makes the catch for the first out. Well, today's Red Sox starting pitcher is presented by your New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. The Buckholz, eighth start of the year, 2-3 with a 6.44 earned run average, 27 strikeouts to 11 walks, and opponents hitting at .329 against Clay. And his numbers against the Twins in 7 previous starts, 3-1 with a 4.22 earned run average, and opponents hitting at .261 against Clay. One down for Joe Mauer. Mauer has a day off. Defensively, he is the Twins' DH.
Yeah, Buckholz last time out had a 2-game winning streak stopped by Texas. Only went 4 1/3 in that game, giving up 10 hits and 6 runs.
Strike over the outside corner, and it's a ball and a strike now to Mauer. Tough to tell or predict what you're going to get from Clay Buchholz outing to outing at this stage of the season.
Yeah, it looked like, for the 2 games against Toronto and Oakland, it looked like he had his stuff back together, and then all of a sudden it disappeared in that game against Texas.
Mauer sends it back up the middle into center field, a base hit. First base runner of the day from Minnesota.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 9th in the American League with 26 errors on the season. Will Middlebrooks to be at third base, and the Bogarts the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia in second, Mike Napoli the first baseman, left to right Mike Harp, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Johnny Gomes, and David Ross gets a start behind the plate today, catching Clay Buchholz.
1 out, 1 on. Trevor Plouffe the batter and third baseman for the Twins. We'll take strike one right down the middle. Plouffe has hit safely in 5 straight home games here for the Twins. 252 overall average, 2 homers and 24 runs batted in. He's 4 for 9 in this series against the Red Sox. 2 doubles, a home run, couple of RBIs. In there for strike 2, and Buchholz jumps ahead 0-2. Away, a ball and 2 strikes. The Twins, despite losing last night, put together 10+ hits again, 3rd straight game, 15th time this season, and they're only 10-5 when they've had 10 or more hits. Tied with the Yankees, Tigers, and Red Sox, 3rd most in the American League. And a swing and a miss. Clay Buchholz picks up his first strikeout of the afternoon. 2 down.
It's like a high cut fastball that time from Buchholz to pick up the strikeout. There's that little cut at the end, not exactly where Clay wanted it, right down the middle of the plate, but fortunately no contact by Plouffe.
No 2 down here in the inning. Joe Mauer at first base, and Chris Colabello getting his first start of the series. Saw him in 2 pinch hitting roles in the first 2 games of the series. And he takes a breaking ball for ball 1. Colabello resides in Milford, Massachusetts, born in Framingham, Mass. Went to Assumption College in Worcester, Mass, graduating in 2005. '02 graduate of Milford High is will take a pitch outside. Played independent league baseball in the Canadian American Association from 2005 to 2011. Originally went to Tigers tryout camp in '06. At least 22 days, then went back to Worcester again as this is popped up into shallow right. Pedroia backpedaling. In comes Gomes, and Johnny Gomes picks over and makes the catch. It ends the inning. Done with one without a score. We'll talk home field advantage. We come back to Minnesota.
Being held right here at Target Field in Minneapolis. And with that, we bring you today's poll presented by the new Scion TC. Should winning the All-Star game determine home field advantage for the World Series? Text Sox 1 for yes, Sox 2 for no, Sox 3 for indifferent. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Text help for info and visit NESN.com/terms for terms and condition and privacy policy.
You know where I stand on this. No.
Text Sox 2, no.
Mike Napoli leading it off. My thing is, Jerry, you play all these interleague games, hundreds of interleague games. You have a large sample size to determine who it is should have home field advantage, the American League or the National League.
Right.
You go head to head for so long. Why would one game determine that? Especially,
it's still an exhibition game.
Yes.
I mean, to me, it's still an exhibition game. Managers are trying to get all the players into the game. It doesn't. I've never understood it. I never have, and I say.
No.
On Sox 2, no.
Just say no.
Just say no. Just like Jim Dodonna. Say no.
Mike Napoli, Johnny Gomes, and Mike Carp here in the second inning. Napoli will foul it back. And might still get that great streak going, on base streak. 33 straight games with a plate appearance since April the 4th. Longest active streak in the majors. And the second longest run of the year behind Jose Bautista at 37 games. But Napoli on his way to that. Overall hitting at .265, 5 homers, and 22 runs batted in. It's the longest on base streak by a Red Sox player in a single season since Pedroia at 37 straight games back in 2011. Part of it is the amount of walking that Mike Napoli is doing. A change in approach with 2 strikes on him. Trying to cut down on the strikeouts from a year ago, and has been successful in doing that so far.
Yeah, last night was a very good example. Down with 2 strikes, little ground ball to second base, got a run home early in the ball game.
Pops it up this time right side of the infield. From second comes Dozier to the infield grass for the first out of the second inning. We'll get ready to go behind the scenes with your favorite Red Sox, from breakfast with the Brzezinskis to the musical talents of Jake Peavy. It's Red Sox All Access, and it's tonight at 5.
Sounds like a TV show. That breakfast at the Brzezinskis.
Yes. I'm sure that was eventful.
Or the Kardashians. I mean, one of the two.
One down here in the second inning. Johnny Gomes getting the start today. Grady Sizemore off to begin the game. Gomes will take strike 1. So far they're with us, Jerry, 72%.
But to me, that's not even distant enough. It's got to be more up around 90%.
It's good to know that very few people are indifferent on the topic, though.
Yeah.
Only 2%.
2% indifferent. Careless.
Fly ball out to shallow right center. And from right, it's Parmalee. Makes the catch for the second out. 5 in a row retired by Hughes, all in the air. 5 flyouts. 2 down in the second inning for Mike Karp.
And so far, Hughes doing what he does. He throws strikes, gets contact. 5 fly balls so far in this ball game.
Mike Karp, we were talking about it last night, having trouble getting playing time lately. In fact, 0 for 1 in the series, 0 for 1 on the road trip. But gets a start here today. Quick turnaround for the Red Sox after the night game last night to the early day game today. Good success against Hughes, 5 for 10. So he heads down the left field line and into the seats out of play.
Yeah, a couple of players that have been put in it today. Karp being one of them, 5 for 10 with a home run. Ross 2 for 3 with a home run off Hughes.
In there for strike 3. Karp knew it, takes with him the first strikeout for Phil Hughes. Inning and a half done. No score from Minnesota. After an inning and a half, tweet your photo to hashtag NESHNFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in our broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Today's fan photo is from Bonsai, who in honor of David Ortiz's last 2 games sends in the Big Papi bobblehead. Jason Kubel coming up here for the Twins to start this Bottom of the second inning. Shane Victorino off to begin the game today. Available, though, John Farrell said before the game, in today's game. Banged his knee the other night. He always seems to be banged up in some form, but always plays through it. And off to begin the game today is Shane Victorino. We'll see if Farrell will use him later as Jason Kubel leads it off here in the bottom of the second inning. Red Sox electing to shift on Kubel on the right side. Pedroia in the shallow right field area with Bogarts coming to the right side of the infield. Strike in there to Kubel, and it's 1-1. 261 average for Kubel coming in with a home run and 13 runs batted in. Kubel's always hit well against the Red Sox here at Target Field. 9 for 21 at .429 against Boston. 2 homers, 4 RBIs. He's struggling against right-handers, though. Just .185 since April the 11th against right-handed pitching. On the ground into the shift, and it works out great for the Red Sox. Pedroia in short right throws him out for the first out of the second inning.
Pedroia pulled way over. You see how close Napoli is to that line, and Dustin only has to move a step or so to his left. And plenty of time to get Kubel at first base, first out of the inning.
One down for Kurt Suzuki. 312 with a home run and 25 runs batted in for Suzuki. Four for 9 in the series. One of the guys had a pretty good series, hitting at .444 during the series. He's got 25 RBIs, .312 average. Both are best among major league catchers at the moment, and they're on a pretty regular basis now for the Twins. And so far enjoying his new home here at Target Field. That's in there for a strike. 2-1. Suzuki signing here as a free agent in December this past offseason. Originally an Oakland A's second round pick back in 2004. On the ground, foul, and it evens up at 2-2. Well, fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now with the MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Today, Preplay predicts that Clay Buchholz will go 6 innings with 4 earned runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. On the ground to third base, off the glove of Will Middlebrooks into left field, and Suzuki will reach it first.
That ball hit very hard by Suzuki, and Middlebrooks going to his left, which knocks it down. That fastball tailing back inside on Suzuki, and just under the glove of Middlebrooks as he just got a piece of the fingers of the webbing on the glove, on the ball rather. Probably goes in there, I would think.
They have not yet ruled on it. Now they have given Suzuki a base hit. So the second hit for the Twins of the game. Chris Parmelee now the batter. .350 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. Happily holding on. Suzuki at first base. Got a relatively short lead at first. He'll drop in there for a strike. 1-1. It's series for Parmalee. Of course, the walk-off home run here in Game 1 of the series of Andrew Miller. Bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs in dramatic fashion. And an 0 for 4 in last night's Game 2 of the series. He was originally a first-round pick by the Twins, 20th overall in 2006. Now sends one out towards right center field. Ball is back, and it is going to be gone. A home run. A 2-run shot for Parmalee. He's done it again, and a 2-run home run in the first game. There's a 2-run home run here in Game 3, and the Twins take a 2-0 lead.
The ball that Parmalee hit for his first home run of this series was the ball inside. That ball was away from Parmalee, outside part of the plate, reaches out, covers the plate, and hits a long home run.
There's Aaron Hicks. Hicks jumping on the first pitch, fouls it off to the left out of play. Listed at 411 feet, the tail of the tape. Chris Parmalee, he's homered twice on the year, both times against Boston. Slaps it foul, and it's 0-2. Well, coming in June, a brand new show on NESN. NESN Live, presented by Cross Insurance. Do pregame to the pregame show. Monday through Friday, join Elle Duncan and Sarah Davis for a new interactive show. Look out in June for NESN Live. 0-2 pitch in the dirt, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Aaron Hicks. So Danny Santana get the start in the first game of the series in center. Aaron Hicks comes back in Game 2 and in Game 3. It's a tough time at the plate. Just 167 so far in the year. Home run, 7 runs batted in. Last year was the year that Hicks made the team out of spring training. Had a great spring training for the Twins last season, but 81 games with Minnesota. The majors hit under 200. And he hit 192 last year in Minnesota. They had high hopes for him. And this just inside.
And Bucko's trying that two-seam fastball, trying to throw it at Hicks and have it come back to the inside corner, but not quite enough that time.
It's also a first-round draft choice, 14th overall. That was in 2008. In the dirt, ball 4, and he loses it. So Hicks hitting at 167, draws a walk here against Clay Buchholz. First free pass allowed by Buchholz in his outing. One on, one out, and Eduardo Escobar, the batter. 324, a home run, 8 runs batted in. He has at least one hit in each of his last 6 starts here at Target Field, hitting at 409. Throw to first low and knocked down by Napoli.
A couple of steals on the season for Hicks. He's been caught one time.
Escobar has been a nice utility infielder who's been getting a lot more time lately. He's played at short, third, and second base. Actually appeared in left field for a game as well. He'll send it out to left field, and this one's going to get in for a hit. Carp over to plate as Hicks heads for third. He'll get there without a problem, and it is the lower part of the order doing some damage here against Clay Buchholz.
Yeah, Suzuki the base hit. Parmalee the home run, Hicks a walk, and now Escobar a single. to the opposite field. Ball played out there by Mike Cott, gets it into second base, trying to keep that double play in order with 1 out in the inning.
Two on with 1 away, and Brian Dozier, the top of the order for Minnesota, about to stand in. He fouled out to the Red Sox shortstop Xander Bogaerts back in the first inning. In the air to right field, Johnny Gomes, as the wind takes it, gets himself ready. Tagging at third base is Hicks. Throw is off the mark, and the Twins add another run. Take a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. th RBI for Brian Dozier on the sac fly.
Now, it looked like the way that Gomes was setting up for that and the way he was getting himself positioned, it was going to be a much better throw than what it actually was. Not even close to home plate that time.
There's Joe Mauer with Eduardo Escobar at first base, 2 down. Mauer singled to center field in the first inning. On the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Last time Buchholz faced the Twins, it was right here at Target Field. It was May 17th of last year. Gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. Was not part of the decision. He's already given up more runs today in this outing. 7 career starts against the Twins, 3-1. For the first, and Escobar back to the bag. Close, but just outside. 0-2. Moves to 1-2 now. On the Evis one of that last pitch.
That was that cut fastball again from Buchholz. Didn't miss the outside corner by very much, but certainly not a strike.
Mauer grounds it back up the middle. Bogaerts diving, knocks it down his throw. He's going to be corralled at first base by Napoli. Had really no chance, but a nice play to knock it down. And another base hit for Joe Mauer. It's the second of the game.
Yeah, Mauer came in the game a .385 career hitter against Buchholz. He's now 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Nice effort here by Bogaerts to dive, but he really had no play at all. Probably best not to throw that at all. The chance of throwing it away.
Two on with 2 outs in the inning, and Trevor Plouffe, the batter. He struck out swinging in the first inning. And on the ground to shortstop, Bogaerts will go the easy way to second for the force out there that ends the inning. With the damage done, the Twins scored 3 times, including a 2-run home run by Chris Parmelee. We'll get a different view when we come back. Hughes has retired the first 6 Red Sox that he's faced in the game. 5 fly ball outs and a strikeout, and it's the bottom third of the Red Sox order. David Ross, Will Middlebrooks, and Jackie Bradley Jr. to bat in the inning. It's strike 1 from Phil Hughes. Ross had 162 to start the day, 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. On the ground, back up the middle, ranging and off the glove of Escobar into center. It'll be a base hit for Ross, who kind of pulls up lame as he reaches first base.
Remember, David Ross got hit the other night, stepped on a baseball and twisted his ankle during batting practice, and you wonder if that might be still bothering him. I believe this got a little bit of 3 people: the pitcher, the shortstop, and the second baseman. There's Ross running down the first baseline, and he rounds that bag, and it could be the same ankle that he rolled over as he stepped on a baseball during BP.
Well, Middlebrooks batting with Ross at first base. Red Sox trying to answer a 3-run bottom of the second inning for Minnesota. 200, 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. Middlebrooks with a base hit last night, going 1 for 4 with an RBI. He is 2 for 14 on the road trip. He's in trouble against right-handers, hitting 159 against right-handed pitching. Avril Lavigne, touring behind her self-titled new album, performs at Foxwoods Resort Casino Saturday, June 28th. For tickets, visit foxwoods.com or call 1-800-200-2882. Foxwoods is an official sponsor of the Boston Red Sox. Swing and a miss. They elevate, and he chases as Middlebrooks strikes out. Second K for Phil Hughes. Well, Jerry, for the second time this year in my view, we go inside my hotel room, and it's for the same reason. Much like the robes in Chicago, this is a different looking robe, so I thought I would show you this one. This is what they offer at our hotel in Chicago. But not only the robe, but you also have the fuzzy, comfy socks, which is an element we've not had before. Fabulous.
I don't think I have the
and
socks.
There's more. There's a yoga mat at the bottom in case you want to do yoga.
Yeah, you want to be Liberace doing yoga.
So there's a lot of good stuff in the closet here at our hotel.
Did you slap that robe on?
Absolutely. The comfy socks. I did no yoga, but everything else was used in my room. That was used material you just saw.
Do you know how often they clean those robes?
I hope very often. I hope that they are cleaned after every guest stays there. I mean, this is to me much better than, what was it, the zebra and the cheetah. And the comfy socks, they don't get any better than that. And they got the traction on the bottom.
I had comfy socks in my.
Get comfy on the socks. Look at this. And the traction on the bottom. In the air down the left field line. Kubel heading over towards foul ground, and he won't have a play. Back a row 2 deep.
I just can't picture you walking around your room in your robe. I just can't do it. You know, you tie on in a robe.
You know what I was upset about, though? I forgot to bring enough candles for the trip.
Oh,
so I messed up everything. Usually I have enough candles for the whole trip, and there were no candles for this leg of the trip. I had a first leg in Texas.
Yeah.
Swinging a foul tip as Jackie Bradley Jr. strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Hughes, and 2 down here in the third.
Well, Hughes again all over that strike zone, just pouring strike after strike. He gets the fastball by Bradley Jr. on the outside part of the plate and picks up the strikeout. Got Middlebrooks on a high pitch. He could have gone out and got candles.
Not at the time I realized I didn't have them. I guess I could have.
Then you would have had to take your robe off.
Yeah, exactly. I have plenty of Yankee candles to last me the year. It was bad packing on my part. don't think anybody want to see me waltz through the lobby in my comfy socks.
They give you those when you go to the hospital, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Pedroia hits a fly ball out to medium depth center. Aaron Hicks wandering in to put it away. Phil Hughes threw 3 without giving up a run. The Twins have a 3-0 lead.
That Clay Buchholz has been working to speed up his delivery this season. There have been signs of improvement out of the righty, but there was a bump in the road in his last start against the Rangers where he gave up 6 runs in just 4 1/3 innings of work. Buchholz said he didn't think his outing was as bad as the stat line showed, considering 9 of the 10 hits were singles. While John Farrell says there were some good things about his last outing, he said you can't ignore the bottom line, which was not a good end result. Farrell says the changeup wasn't nearly as good against Texas as it was in his prior start against the Oakland A's. He says Buchholz needs more consistency in execution.
Well, you take a look at the first 7 starts last year compared to this year, and last year was 6-0 with a 1.60. This year 2-3 with a 6.44 in the first 7 starts. Of course, he went on to go 12-1 for the entire year last year, 1.74 earned run average. Second All-Star team. Only 16 regular season starts due to the neck strain last year. And by all accounts healthy this season. Chris Colabello leads it off for the Twins and fouls it back to the screen for strike 1.
Now that first half of the season last year is about as good as you can see a pitcher have. I mean, Buchholz every time out there it seemed like had his great stuff. His great changeup, his cut fastball, straight fastball, 2-seam fastball, curveball, and had control of all of them. Location.
Colabello grounds one left side. Middlebrooks with a sidearm toss. Meantime to get Colabello for the first out here of the 3rd inning. Lee's Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. One out here in the 3rd inning. Jason Kubel coming up. Kubel grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning. Red Sox going to the shift here on Kubel as they did the first time he was up. Middlebrooks moving from third base to the right side of the infield. Kubel will go through the shift and into right field this time for a base hit. The shift worked out great last time, not so much this time. A 1-out single for Jason Kubel.
That appeared to be a changeup that time from Buchholz down and away from Kubel, and he reaches out and punches that ball in the right center field for the base hit. A little bit of movement on that pitch that time by Buchholz, but you see right by Pedroia, who was playing in short right field.
1 out, 1 on for Kurt Suzuki. Single to left field in the second inning, 1 for 1. Last year split the year between the Washington Nationals and the Oakland A's. Returning to Oakland for the second time, place where it all started for him. Second round pick by the A's in 2004 and spent his first 6 major league seasons in Oakland. Caught a lot of games for the A's. He was in the 140s as far as games caught generally in that first time span with the Oakland A's. Not as much lately. Always done well against the Red Sox, whether it be with the A's or the Twins. 41, 4 homers, 16 runs batted in. Reaches out and fouls it down the right field line, out of play. Well, Shane Victorino, born in Hawaii. Suzuki now resides in Torrance, California during the offseason. And from Wailuku, Hawaii, on the island of Maui. Lieutenant Cal State Fullerton before being drafted by the Oakland A's. In the air down the right field line, it'll make its way foul. Gomes goes as far as he can. On the outside corner for strike 3. Nicely framed there by Ross, and Suzuki down by way of the K. Second strikeout for Clay Buchholz, 2 down.
And Buchholz picking up his second strikeout. This one on a curveball. That just barely picks up the outside corner. The first one was on a cut fastball. That was to Plouffe. And that was back in the first inning.
Suzuki still shaking his head. Not buying it, I don't think.
Now, he's not buying that was a strike.
No.
They're not going to make him believe at any point in this game that was a strike.
Here's Chris Parmelee, who takes pitch outside. He's a great series against the Red Sox. A 2-run home run, and game 1, a 2-run home run here today. This one foul back off to the left. Well, in the second inning with a runner first and 1 out. Parmelee with his second home run of the series, second home run of the year. And the Twins jumped out to a 2-0 lead. They'd add another run off Buchholz in the second, and it is 3-0 Minnesota. You see the numbers in the series for Parmelee. Straightens him up on a pitch inside. Buchholz has not had a 1-2-3 inning yet in his outings. He works here with 2 outs in the third, and Jason Kubel held on at first base by Mike Napoli. This is his 50th pitch of his outing. Buchholz last time out going 4 1/3, giving up 6 runs on 10 hits to the Texas Rangers. Did not throw 100 pitches, get up to 96. It's the third time this year that he has allowed 6 runs in an outing. Tends to hurt your earned run average, and thus his ERA coming in 6.44. 3-1 is a swing and a miss. Parmelee couldn't hold up. Parmelee now, the inning continues. Aaron Hicks waits on deck. Parmelee strikes out looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Clay Buchholz to end the inning. 3-0 Twins. Bogaerts, Ortiz, and Napoli coming up. Fourth inning. Red Sox will send 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. Bogaerts, Ortiz, and Napoli. Phil Hughes back on the mound has given up just the 1 hit to the first 3 innings. The only base runner the Red Sox have had. David Ross with an infield hit. Bogaerts to deep shortstop and short left. Escobar can't get it. It gets underneath and into left. And Bogaerts has the Red Sox second hit. Second straight inning the Red Sox have had the lead runner on. Sign up for Eastern Free Checking and receive a free house cleaning courtesy of Made Pro. Free checking and a dust-free home. Another neat idea from Eastern Bank. We're here, you're first. Details at easternbank.com/clean. A 5th birthday, looking for the 5th home run of the series from Big Papi. David popped out his first time up and pops it up again. Same general direction, but further and into the seats.
It's twice now in this game that Ortiz has chased pitches on the outside part of the plate, something he has not done in this series at all. Red Sox seem to be more aggressive against Hughes. I mean, Hughes isn't going to walk anybody. He hasn't been walking anybody all season long.
And today's twisted but true fact of the game: David Ortiz, first Red Sox player with back-to-back multi-home run games since David Ortiz, July 4th, July 5th, 2003. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea is the refreshing hard iced tea. Tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Swing and a miss, and David down 1-2.
Once again, Hughes keeping the ball away from Ortiz, and once again Ortiz chasing it. I mean, they're strikes, they're good pitches, but they're just pitches that he has not been swinging at in this series.
And the shift on the right side against Ortiz with Bogaerts held on at first base. And Ortiz strikes out looking. He knew it. Takes with him the fourth strikeout for Phil Hughes.
Back away goes Hughes again. Looks like maybe a cut fastball. It's time from Hughes to pick up the strikeout. A little bit off the outside edge, but still very close with 2 strikes. And Ortiz nods his head in agreement.
1 on 1 out, Mike Napoli. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. Napoli now 1 for 9 in the series. And 2 for 19 on the road trip. He started in Texas and continues here in Minneapolis. Part of today's key matchup and is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. Mike Napoli 5 for 10, 2 home runs and 6 RBIs lifetime against Phil Hughes. He's a guy who spent 3+ seasons in the minor leagues with the Yankees before he got called up. Drafted by the Yankees in the first round, 23rd overall. As he checks on Bogaerts at first base, back to the bag.
Never really could find a home with the Yankees, could he, Donnie? Whether it be in the starting rotation, the bullpen, they kept moving him back and forth.
He got there so early in his career, 20 years of age, was in the big leagues with New York. Debut was in April of 07. Off the end of the bat, it is popped up, and over goes Dozier into foul ground. Second baseman for the Twins for the second out of the inning. The Red Sox Foundation helps children play ball for fun, for health, and for life. One way they do that is through the RBI program. Reviving baseball in inner cities. We salute our friends at HB Hood who support the Red Sox Foundation. Play ball for life. Bogaerts led off with a single, but since then Ortiz has struck out. Napoli has fouled out. 2 down, and here's Johnny Gomes. In there for strike 1. Gomes flying to right in the second inning, 0 for 1. Popped up foul and out of play as Gomes falls behind 0-2. He's now 2 for 10 on the road trip for the Red Sox. In his 25th game in left field, 18th start. Actually, he's in right field today. 4th start in right field after 17 starts in left. Mike Karp getting the start today in left field. Grady Sizemore with the day off. Gomes will foul it straight back.
Hughes basically doing all his work here against the Red Sox with the fastball and the cut fastball.
Gomes stays alive, fouling off another. Right now, the Red Sox have a better record on the road than they do at home. The Red Sox are 10-8 away from Fenway and are 10-11 at home. Since losing 5 of the first 8 road games, the Red Sox have now won 7 of the last 10. Broken bat, liner that is into center field for a base hit. Xander Bogaerts heads for third base. It is a single for Johnny Gomes, and the Red Sox have runners at first and third with 2 down.
Now that appeared to be some type of breaking ball right there from Hughes, maybe a slider. And Gomes able to get it in center field. Right toward the end of the bat, broken bat just shatters it. But the bat goes out in good style with a base hit.
First and third, 2 down. Mike Carp, the batter. And he will send one to the backhand. If Dozier knocks it down and has no play at first, run will score. In from third comes Bogaerts, and the Red Sox are on the board.
Now, nice effort out there by Dozier at second base, going into the dive, knocking it down, but by the time he gets control of the baseball, he has no play. No play at second on Gomes, no play at first base on Carp. That's a line drive that just kind of explodes on the second baseman, and the Red Sox grabbed their first run of the afternoon.
Two on, 2 down, a run in. It's a base hit and an RBI for Mike Carp, third RBI of the year. And here's David Ross. A single in the third inning and has one of the 4 Boston hits. Outside, 1-1 now to Ross. Well, the games that Ross has started, the Red Sox have now won 5 of the last 6 starts that Ross has made. That's with Gomes at second base, Carp at first, and 2 down. Hit on the fastball again, and it's 1-2. He's been operating at 93 miles an hour.
And elevating that pitch to Ross just above the belt to get the swing and miss.
Swing and a miss, and stays up there at 93 to strike out Ross. Red Sox get on the board but trail 3-1 at the end of 3.5. keeps our economy and community strong. That's why they've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here, your first. Boston getting a run in their half of the 4th inning. It's on to the bottom of the 4th with the Twins on top 3-1. Aaron Hicks, Eduardo Escobar, and Brian Dozier to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. Aaron Hicks was able to draw a walk in the 2nd inning, came around to score the 3rd. Twins run of the day. They get all 3 runs in that bottom of the 2nd inning. Rolls it over foul. Well, if you have a young Red Sox fan at home, you'll want to visit NESSENClubhouse.com, our new site designed for the younger fans who like the NESSEN Clubhouse show. Want to learn more about jobs at Fenway, fitness, baseball skills from the pros, and fun facts about Fenway Park. This one skied foul off to the left, 1-2. Hicks now, Escobar next. Twins bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Only 118 against right-handed pitching. 167 overall on the season for Aaron Hicks. To right field, on the move is Johnny Gomes, and he will get there, diving and leaping in the air to make the catch. Robs Aaron Hicks of extra bases, and that is the first out of the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that's more like a play you'd see from Shane Victorino out in right field. Johnny Gomes cutting off the gap this time and diving to make the play. There's the leap, fall, keep control of the baseball in the glove, and record the out. Take extra bases away from Hicks.
One down here in the 4th. Here's Eduardo Escobar. He was backing out of the box as strike 1 was coming in.
Don, I may have to reconsider my decision not to have a hot dog, because that hot dog looks pretty good.
Thank you.
It really does.
I have it ready to go for in between innings as soon as this inning is over. This is into right field. And Escobar has got himself a 1-out base hit. 2nd hit of the game for the number 9 man. I asked you about it before I ordered it to see if you wanted one.
Yeah, I wanted to see what it looked like first, and I've decided that I'm going to go for it.
Looks terrific.
Mustard and relish? Yeah.
I have to wait, though, in between innings to eat it, so we'll be having it in the 90-odd seconds we have in between innings to crush it. 1 out, 1 on. Brian Dozier, the batter. Dozier fouling out to Bogarts, the shortstop in the 1st inning, then got a sacrifice fly in the 2nd. Picked up his 20th RBI of the season. Throw to first, and diving back is Escobar.
Escobar with 1 steal on the season. Has been caught 1 time.
On the ground and through into left field, a base hit. Escobar stops at 2nd as Carp will get it back in, but it's back-to-back base hits here for the Twins with 1 out in the inning.
El Dozier keeps a hitting streak alive now in 6 games. As he gets on top of a cut fastball right there inside from Buck Olson. Puts it hard past Xander Bogaerts for the base hit.
They're 2-on-1 away. Joe Mauer coming up. Mauer 2 for 2, single to center and an infield hit to short in the second inning. He joins Eduardo Escobar, both with multi-hit games so far for the Twins. Mauer will take strike one. Takes the strike and it's 0-2. Coach Joe Mauer from St. Paul, Minnesota, resides in the offseason in Fort Myers. That's where the Twins also train. On the ground foul. Do it again. 0-2. Well, hey, Red Sox Nation, want the inside scoop from Dunkin' Donuts? Follow at Dunkin' Boston on Twitter for tweets about exclusive contests, news, and more happening in Boston, Worcester, Cape Cod, Southern New Hampshire, and everywhere in between. Follow at Dunkin' Boston on Twitter today. Red Sox run on Dunkin'. Twins threatening again here in the fourth inning. The runners in every inning. And Mauer grounds one towards short. Bogarts will flip to second for one. Off balance throw, acrobatic in the air for Pedroia as they turn two to end the fourth inning. 3-1 Twins at the end of four. Inning, pretty double play to end last inning.
Yeah, nice job there. Bogarts flipping to Pedroia. Pedroia knows that runner's going to be on him, so he makes the jump throw to first base and still has plenty of time to get the out. Nice location for that feed from Bogarts up high, just where the second baseman likes it. And Pedroia from that point can do about anything he wants to do to get out of the way.
So 3-1, the Twins on top as the Red Sox come to bat here in the fifth inning. Will Middlebrooks leading it off here in the fifth. Middlebrooks a strikeout victim in the third inning. Phil Hughes today has 5 strikeouts. Middlebrooks, Jackie Bradley Jr. and Dustin Pedroia featured here in the top half of the fifth. Blemish for Hughes, an infield hit from Mike Karp, who scored Xander Bogaerts in the 4th inning. Ended up being a pretty good pitch, although Suzuki didn't really frame it all that well, and it's costly for the Twins. 2-2.
It's when Hughes knows he's got to strike a good pitch, but it was not caught very well by Suzuki, and it cost him the pitch.
Hold off to the right out of play. Still 2-2. Jackie Bradley Jr. waiting on deck as the Red Sox bat here in the top half of the 5th. Middlebrooks with a swing and a foul tip for strike 3. That's the 6th strikeout for Hughes. Second time that Middlebrooks is down by way of the K. Let's check back in with Adam.
Well, Don, it's easy to forget just how young some of the players that the Red Sox are relying on so much. Xander Bogaerts, Will Middlebrooks, and Jackie Bradley Jr., an average age of just 23. There's no question there's going to be some peaks and valleys along the way, but John Farrell says there has to be some patience here. There's no question about the ability they possess. Farrell said in Bradley's case, his approach is getting better. He's picking out pitches he likes earlier in the count. He's trusting what his eyes are telling him within the game, taking note of hitters prior and how certain pitchers are attacking him.
Well, certainly an adjustment period, especially when you're learning on the major league level. This one fouled off. I guess, Terry, you can make the argument that Jackie Bradley Jr. kind of never graduated one level to get to the next.
No, you're right. Yeah, I mean, when you look at his numbers at AA baseball a couple of years ago, they're certainly not eye-popping, and then had very little time at AAA. So he's, hasn't had a lot of minor league experience before coming to the big leagues.
Ball and 2 strikes here to Bradley. Foul down the left field line, out of play. Now, for every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Boston Children's Hospital towards their $25,000 donation once again this season. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Swing and a miss, and it briefly gets away from Suzuki, so he clears the runner and fires down to first base. That is 7 strikeouts for Phil Hughes so far in this game, and 3 in a row now for Hughes.
That's one of the few curveballs that Phil Hughes has now used in this ball game, and it's getting toward this, the middle part of the ball game. Different pitches are starting to come out of the hand of Phil Hughes, and that one completely surprised Jackie Bradley Jr. swinging at a bad pitch. Has to be thrown out at first base, but 2 strikeouts in the inning for Phil Hughes.
So 2 down for Dustin Pedroia. He has flied out to right and flied out to center in 2 at-bats today against Hughes. In the air to left field, sending Kubel back. It's going to be over his head, and one hop the wall out there. Kubel plays it. Heading to second base is Pedroia with a 2-out double. His first hit of the day.
Now, Pedroia came into this game with 3 career home runs against Hughes and picks up his first hit of the day. Gives him now a 5-game hitting streak. Gets that fastball down and in about knee high, and a hard line drive up over the head of Jason Kubel. Bouncing at that 377 marker.
Two down, Pedroia at second base, and Xander Bogaerts.
Here's where Bogaerts has to be smart now. You got Ortiz on deck. You know they want no part of him. So they're coming right after Xander Bogaerts.
They would much rather have Ortiz lead it off next inning with nobody on.
They'd rather have Ortiz have the day off.
That would be preferable. David has been contained today by Hughes, who's popped out and struck out, but waits on deck. Bogaerts, the swing and a miss, got a piece of it, and it's 1-2.
Cut fastball again. Now everything away from Bogaerts, all 3 pitches. There's a little cut right at the end from Phil Hughes.
Staying away again, but Bogaerts gets a piece to foul it off. Dustin Pedroia at second base, 2 down here in the 5th inning. And now the catcher Suzuki headed out as they go back and forth as to what to do here ahead of Bogaerts. 1-2. Two and two. Xander had a triple in the first game of the series, a double yesterday, and a single so far in this game. Up high, ball 3, full count. Anderson, the pitching coach for the Twins, looking on here with 2 down in the 5th. Bogaerts fouls it back. And this is about to see an 8th pitch.
Nothing tricky there on the 3-2 count. Just the fastball from Hughes and a little bit up in the zone, but Bogaerts able to foul it off.
Bogaerts fights it off foul. Fastball again, running in on him that time.
I mean, if he throws a breaking ball in this situation, he's probably going to get him, you know, because you got to be sitting on a fastball 3-2 count with Ortiz on deck.
Fouled straight back again, sticking with the fastball at 93 miles an hour.
And a good job here by Xander. 9-pitch at bat. Gets the fastball at the top of the strike zone, fouls it back.
Driving that pitch count up. Next pitch would be the 80th of the game for Hughes. The Sox would not mind getting into that Twins bullpen again. Popped up foul, backing out of play. 10 pitch at bat so far for Bogaerts. 25th pitch of the inning coming up here for Phil Hughes. He's hoping he'll get a chance in the inning. Hughes has other ideas. Time called. And again, Suzuki back out again. Pedroia at second base, 2 down. 11th pitch of the at bat. And Bogaerts fouls it off again.
And once again, fastball. That's about 5 in a row now. He's thrown Bogaerts. And Bogaerts keeps fouling him off.
Saw 6 pitches in his first at bat, 1 in his second at bat, and lengthy at bat here in the 5th inning. 12th pitch and another foul ball. This one fouled back. He'll see it 14th.
Now this bat alone is rushing the Red Sox to the Twins bullpen. Raising that pitch count up high for Hughes.
Pitch 14 of the at bat for Xander Bogaerts. And Bogaerts hits a fly ball to center field. Playable for Aaron Hicks. And after the battle, Hughes finally wins it. 14 pitches in the at bat. Halfway through this one, 3-1 Minnesota. Coffee K-Cup packs will keep you running and guarantees you to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but WB Mason? We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitching line for Clay Buchholz brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs. They all came in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Walked the batter and struck out 3. Xander Bogaerts in the 14 pitch at bat ends up. Xander flies out to center field to Aaron Hicks to end the inning. Red Sox lead Pedroia at second base, but heck of an at bat there for Xander Bogaerts. That is the longest at bat for a Red Sox player since Kevin Youkilis back in 2012. As Trevor Plouffe leads it off here for the Twins and takes strike one.
Your memory is unbelievable.
It just came to me. You know, it was just one of those things.
Incredible.
Plouffe struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice. Full disclosure, Kevin Cedergren gave me that information in my headset.
I was thinking about it at bat by Alex Cora. Had a very long at bat. At some year.
Some time ago. Buchholz falling behind 2-1. About to throw his 70th pitch of his outing. Working to the first batter, the bottom of the 5th inning.
Did I see that last pop-up fact right? Minnesota has more golfers. Huh? More golfers than any of the per capita. Is that
wow,
right?
I did not see that.
How's that possible with the weather conditions they have?
They don't have enough chance to golf, I would think. Now Plouffe with the leadoff walk to begin things here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the second walk given up by Buchholz today.
I would expect lake fishing, you know, something like that.
Anglers, more anglers than anywhere else. Yes.
Than golfers.
Lead runner on here for the Twins in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chris Colabello, the batter, 0 for 2. And a grounder foul over by the Red Sox dugout.
I bet there are more boats around here than there are.
Yeah, well, there's more lakes, right?
Else.
Hey, there you go. One boat for every 6 people.
Yeah, I can see that. All the beautiful lakes they have around this area. 10,000 lakes.
Swing and a miss. Colabello down 0-2. 1 for 2 today. He's fly to right and grounded out to third base in 2 at-bats against Clay Buchholz. I have information for you. Alex Cora's at bat May 12, 2004 was an 18 pitch at bat. You were right. 2004.
Alex Cora?
Yes, 18 pitch at bat.
I thought I remembered that. It was a very long one.
Colabello strikes out. That's the 4th K for Buchholz. 1 down. One on, 1 out. Jason Kubel coming up. Red Sox do not shift this time. They do hold on. Plouffe at first base. Napoli doing that as Kubel stands in. Ever been to the Mall of America?
No, I have not. It's out near where the old ballpark used to be in Bloomington.
Ground ball foul to the end of the Twins dugout.
I know it's the size of like 78, 79 football fields. It's huge. Because some of the players went out there on the off day on Monday.
One ball, one strike to Jason Kubel. One out, one on. And the Red Sox in the shift on the right side as the count went on, and Kubel takes the strike. This time we got Middlebrooks sandwiched in between Pedroia and Napoli on the right side of the infield, and Will is over towards first base.
Yeah, they're trying to keep that double play combination in order of Pedroia and Bogaerts.
Kubel will strike out. He's jumping back out of the way, ends up grabbing the corner. He doesn't think so. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Buchholz. 5 in all, 2 down.
Now that's one of the best two-seam fastballs that Buchholz has thrown all day long. I mean, when he's good, we see him do this all the time. Do it to left-handed hitters. Start it inside and then come back to pick up the inside corner. That pitch has not really been there consistently for him.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. 2 down in the 5th. Buchholz trying to work his way around a leadoff walk to Trevor Plouffe. And time called before Kurt Suzuki can get settled in. Suzuki with a single in the 2nd. He struck out looking in the 3rd. One pitch missing inside. Tried to hold up. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Sean Barber, first base umpire.
Yeah, stuff seems to be getting a little better for Buchholz. That two-seamer, that was a very good curveball from Buchholz right there. I don't think there's any question that Suzuki did go around, and the pitch looked pretty good.
Suzuki almost ducking into that pitch. A pitch that runs inside. 2-2. All the runs off Buchholz coming in the 2nd inning as he allowed 3 in the 2nd. Red Sox getting their lone run in the 4th inning. RBI single from Mike Karp. Suzuki will send it into right field for a base hit. Booth will touch second and stop there as Gomes will get it back in, and base hit for Suzuki is the 2nd hit for the Twins catcher of the day, and Minnesota has runners at 1st and 2nd with 2 down.
Well, he came into the game 6 for 12 against Buchholz, and it continues. He's now 2 for 3 in this game. So he gets the cut fastball and shoots it right past Napoli for the base hit. Plouffe has to hold up at second base.
Two on, 2 down, and Chris Parmalee the batter. Parmalee with a home run in the 2nd inning, a 2-run shot, and he struck out looking in the 3rd inning. Inside out swing and a soft fly under to 3rd that is caught by Middlebrooks to end the inning. Through 5, the Twins have a 3-1 lead. list, top all-time DHs. Question about David Ortiz being on this list. If you have a comment about today's list, tweet us at #NESSONList. Big Papi leading it off here for the Red Sox in the top half of the 6th inning. And David takes a pitch for ball 1. Did he go? No. As they check with Eric Cooper, third base umpire.
I think there was a time when Edgar Martinez held that title, but I think that has been surpassed by David Ortiz.
Seems like fewer and fewer DHs right now that are DHs every day.
Yeah.
If you look across the American League, really only Adam Dunn of the White Sox is a guy you can plan on being a DH every day. And David. A lot of managers use it as a way to give some guys off defensively for a day or so. Some grounded foul outside of first. Move it around and share it among a couple of different people. But exclusive DHs, well, the Red Sox certainly have had one now for a long time. This one down and in has him jackknifing out of the way. Ortiz to right field. Chris Parmalee is there, and he makes the catch shy of the track for the first out of the 6th inning. Now, Red Sox fans, here's your chance to be a part of history like Big Papi and own the 2004, 2007, and 2013 authentic World Series rings. Support your team charity by entering the Red Sox Foundation's ring raffle at redsox.com/ring raffle. Remember, the grand prize winner gets authentic World Series rings from the last 3 World Series. David 0 for 3 today. Out number 1 of the 6th inning. Here's Mike Napoli. Popped out to second in the 2nd and fouled out to the second baseman Brian Dozier in the 4th inning. Napoli 2 for 20 on the current road trip. Popped up, foul ground. That'll get back and out of play. Now tune in to Red Sox Friday Night Fenway, presented by Budweiser, tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Be sure to visit the Baseball Tavern before every Red Sox game in May. Fans 21 and over can participate. Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Johnny Gomes on deck with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Popped up around the bag. It's second, and Dozier, for the 3rd time in this game, involved in an out with Mike Napoli. 2 down in the inning.
And consistently today, Hughes has been upstairs with Napoli about let a high. And Napoli's had great success against him. 5 for 9 coming into the game with a couple of home runs, but 3 pop-ups today as they continue to elevate the baseball against Napoli in this ball game this afternoon.
2 down in the 6th inning for Johnny Gomes. Johnny had a base hit to center field his last time up. Yes, he takes strike 1. Just away, and it's 1-2. Hughes could use an economical inning here. He certainly does not want to hand it off to the bullpen. He comes in at 4-1 with a 3.92 earned run average. Just the 1 run through 5 2/3 so far today. And he gets it by Gomes and strikes him out with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Season high 8 Ks for Hughes. When it matters, order the real thing. Original HB cartridges that deliver unmatched quality from WB Mason, an HB preferred partner. Nobody beats WB on HB. Who but WB Mason? 3-1 Minnesota on top of Boston. Looks like Phil Hughes may be done. That's after 97 pitches and 6 innings today, as Rick Anderson shook his hand and talked it over with him in between innings. Aaron Hicks leading it off here against Clay Buchholz into the bottom of the 6th inning. Hicks with a walk and a run scored in the 2nd inning. Fly to right in the 4th inning. On the ground, foul. There is action for the Twins in their pen. Jared Burton, the right-hander, is up.
Bit surprising, isn't it? I thought that maybe they try to get one more out of Hughes in this game. Pitch count is not out of hand.
Now, the most pitches he has thrown in any outing this season is 105. Did that against the Tigers in a win back on April 26th in a 7-inning effort. So probably going to keep him right around 100 pitches, and 97 today, and that's the day for Hughes. It's a good thing for the Red Sox. He pitched very well. 2-1 to Hicks. He is on the ground right side. Pedroia is a tough hop and throws out Hicks for the first out of the inning. Well, Saturday morning at 9, check out Dining Playbook with Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson for the show that combines New England's love of the game with its passion for food. This week, Bruins alum and current executive director of the Boston Bruins Foundation, Bob Sweeney, will be in the kitchen. Dining Playbook, Saturday morning at 9. One out here in the 6th inning, Eduardo Escobar. The shortstop has been a problem today for Clay Buchholz. Escobar, 2 hits, both singles. Check swing foul, rifled into the seats. Line into right center field, a base hit. Third hit of the day for Escobar. It's cut off by Bradley, but Escobar with good speed gets to second base. Throw gets away, backed up by Buchholz. He showed off some pretty good speed, getting to second without a problem. He's 3 for 3 today.
Yeah, certainly putting the pressure on Jackie Bradley Jr. out in center field. And what production out of the 9 spot in the lineup. 2 singles and a double now for Escobar. He's thinking double right out of the batter's box from the location of where the baseball is, and he has no problem getting in a scoring position with 1 out.
One out runner at second, and Brian Dozier, the top of the order, coming up. He was fouled out, hit a sac fly and single. Picked up his 20th RBI as he takes ball 1. And there for strike 1-1. Buchholz coming in with a record of 2-3, 6.44 earned run average. His 8th start of the year. Gave up 3 runs in the second inning. He's given up a 1-out double here in the 6th inning. Chopped to third on a couple of hops. Middlebrooks looks the runner back and then fires to first for the out. 2 down. Well, the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center Walking Club invites you to lace up your sneakers and walk with us this Sunday at 10 a.m. in Jamaica Pond. Now there, get a free blood pressure screening. More at bidmc.org/walking. 2 down in the inning. Eduardo Escobar at second base, and Joe Mauer coming up. Oh, 2 hits in the game, a single in the first inning, a single in the second. Before he grounded into a 6-4-3 inning ending double play in the 4th inning. Ross jumping up like he was going to throw to second base, grabs the attention of Escobar, ducks back to the bag.
Yeah, no prearranged play put on here because there was nobody going to cover the bag. Just a fake there from David Ross.
Buchholz missing away to Mauer. That's where they're playing him in the outfield, is away. Bradley moves over to left center. Lots of room out there in right center field.
Looks like they're going to walk Mauer now at first base open.
So this will be the 3rd walk given up by Buchholz, the first of the intentional variety. And they'll take their chances with Trevor Plouffe. Well, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union, tomorrow at 6:30. TC and Eck will have Sox players on facing the Tigers. John Lester and Max Scherzer matched up as DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? #100th pitch of the outing coming up here for Clay Buchholz with 2 down in the 6th inning. Runners at first and second. And Trevor Plouffe takes strike 1. In the air, foul off the right side. Napoli gives it a look, but that'll get well back into the seats, into the aisleway. First action we've seen in the Red Sox pen. Craig Breslow up and warming. As Buchholz has reached the 100 pitch mark in his outing here with 2 down in the 6th inning. Now Ross out to talk to Clay. Grounded out to begin the inning. Escobar doubles. Dozier grounds out to third. Then, as Buchholz got behind Maurer, opted to intentionally walk him. On the ground, foul. Do it again. 0-2. Buchholz in his last game throwing 96 pitches, the most he's thrown in any game this season. 110. That was against Oakland in his 6 1/3 inning effort. Probably his best outing of the year, with 6 1/3, giving up 1 run in the win against the A's. Escobar at second, Maurer at first, 2 down here in the 6th inning. Loof will foul it off again. We'll get ready to go behind the scenes with your favorite Red Sox. David Ross takes us on a spring training road trip and take a look at the Latin side of the clubhouse with Edward Mujica. It's Red Sox All Access tonight at 5. Two down, first and second, as Trevor Plouffe bats here with a count of 1-2. Snap throw to first base, prearranged play, and they got him. They pick off Joe Mauer at first base. Nicely done. The combination of Ross and Napoli to end the inning.
Looks like we might have a challenge.
under review, as it turns out. The pickoff at first base of Joe Mauer under question. And the question is, did he ever tag him? And we looked at quite a few replays. I'm not sure that Mike Napoli ever did tag Joe Mauer at first base.
We had a chance down between innings to look at a lot of replays, and I wonder if there was a tag here at all by Napoli. It looks like he missed him on the sweep the first time and missed him on the sweep the second time, and the hand got in. So we'll see how this is ruled.
Buchholz warming up as this goes on.
There's no question that the ball was there in time to get Mauer. The question is, did Napoli tag him?
Yeah, the throw beat him, but did the tag. And he's safe at first base, so this inning will continue. Now the challenge for the Twins won, and Mauer still at first base. He'll be first and second with 2 down. So 2 down, first and second. Trevor Plouffe. The count of 2-2. And 12 pitches down for Clay Buchholz. And Plouffe grounds it foul outside to third. We'll do it again, 2-2.
Now that's when one, I think the replay system got it right. I really do. I think that it was missed twice by Napoli. The first swipe and the second swipe, and then all of a sudden that hand's on the bag.
In the dirt, gathered by Ross. The Twins have certainly had a lot of base runners today, as Buchholz has not had a 1-2-3 inning in his outing. They've already left 7 men on base. They have 2 men on here in the 6th inning with 2 outs. Breslow still up in the Boston pen. And Plouffe strikes out looking to end the inning. So they leave 2 more. They've left 9 men on. It's 3-1 Minnesota. Sports Services celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live and in true HD and over 400 devices. Visit RedSox.com for details. 3-1, Twins on top of the Red Sox. As Clay Buchholz going the first 6 innings today. He gave up 3 runs in the second inning. It was the only trouble inning he had. He did battle through some other innings, and Minnesota had plenty of opportunities, leaving 9 men on base through the first 6 innings. Mike Carp to lead it off for Boston here in the 7th inning, trailing by 2. Carp 1 for 2. As he takes strike 1, this call to the bullpen brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Jared Burton into the game for the Twins. And for Burton, his 17th appearance, 1-1. With a 5.87 earned run average. As Carp takes a pitch outside. So Phil Hughes goes 6 innings today. Allows 5 hits to the Red Sox. 1 run. Did not walk anybody, and he struck out a season high 8 today. The center field, Hicks started back, now comes in and makes the catch on Carp for the first out of the 7th inning as we send it down to Adam Pellerin.
Well, David Ross getting the start behind the plate in the series finale against Minnesota. You could see in the 3rd inning on his infield hit, he hobbled a little bit as he was rounding first base. Well, that's because of what happened before game 1 of the series when he stepped on a baseball during batting practice. He actually limped to the clubhouse, got some ice, but John Farrell had said he was available that game, so there were no problems going into today.
Here's David Ross for his 3rd at bat of the day and lifts a fly ball out to right center field. And Aaron Hicks is over and under and takes care of the first 2 outs here of the 7th inning. Both flyouts. Two down in the 7th. Will Middlebrooks coming up. 8-9 men were handled very well today by Phil Hughes. Will Middlebrooks and Jackie Bradley Jr. at 4 at bats, striking out 4 times between the two. And Middlebrooks takes strike 1. Fly ball headed out to left center field. Jason Kubel calling, the left fielder. And he'll make the catch. It ends the inning. A 1-2-3 7th inning for Jared Burton. A 3-1 Twins lead. Back at it again after his 2-run home run in game 1. He's got a 2-run home run here today in game 3 as part of a 3-run second inning. And the Red Sox really not able to do much with Phil Hughes today. 6 innings, strikes out a season high 8, giving up just 1 run. It was a very good start for him. Came in 4-1 on the year with a 3.92 earned run average. Today's game summary brought to you by Xfinity. As Clay Buchholz today going 6, and he gives up 3 runs. He's on the hook right now. Hughes, pitcher of record for the Twins, and for Boston, the only RBI in the game, an RBI single for Mike Carp back in the 4th inning. Well, Craig Breslow into the game for Boston. His 11th appearance, 2-0 with a 4.09 earned run average. 11 innings, 9 strikeouts, 7 walks, and opponents hitting at 268 against Breslow. And for Craig, he threw a scoreless 7th inning in the first game of the series on Tuesday night. 5th straight scoreless appearance in that game against the Twins. Walked the batter, struck out 2. Now appeared in 6 of the last 11 Red Sox games. That's after appearing in only 5 of the first 22 games to begin the year. Colabello leading it off here for the Twins in the bottom of the 7th inning. In there for a strike. Colabello down 0-1. Stay tuned today following WB Mason's Extra Innings Live, Red Sox Final presented by Esurance. Send your questions to TC at #SoxFinal. Maybe yours will be answered on Red Sox Final presented by Esurance.
Pretty good pitch right there by Breslow. He started him off with 2 changeups, went to the fastball, and just missed the bottom of the strike zone.
Colabello goes around, tried to hold up. I think he went. Yes, he did, says Sean Barber, the first base umpire. And they ring up Colabello for a strikeout for Breslow, 1 down.
Breaking ball from Breslow, and I don't think there's any question there was a swing here. Yeah. So second time that he has struck out today. He's 0 for 4 in the ball game.
Casey Fiend up in the pen now for the Twins, a right-hander. After a 1-2-3 7th inning for Jared Burton in relief of Phil Hughes. Full shift on here for the Red Sox as Jason Kubel stands in and takes ball 1. Kubel today is grounded out to second, singled to right, and struck out looking. Red Sox changed the shift mid-count again with Middlebrooks coming to the right side of the infield on the shift.
Have to get a look at our poll results to see how those have gone throughout the course of the game, Don. The decision on how to play the World Series.
Here are some results for you right now, Jerry. 73%, but as you said before, it's not enough.
No, it should be up around 90%. It really should. We've got to go door to door.
25% like it. Like that it adds meaning to the All-Star game.
I don't know what they've been watching, those 25%. 2% still indifferent. Could care less.
That is ball 4. A little slip there for Breslow. 1 out walk. It's time for a Toyota game break at Top Karen. TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Back here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Target Field. The final game of this 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Twins. Minnesota batting here in the 7th with 1 out and 1 on. Kurt Suzuki, the batter. Suzuki has 2 hits today, both of them off Clay Buchholz. A single in the 2nd and a single in the 5th, wrapped around a strikeout in the 3rd inning. Clay Buchholz today, 6 innings, 10 hits, 3 runs. Walked 3, 1 intentionally, and struck out 6 batters. Came into the game 2 and 3, and on the hook right now. Lifted foul off to the right, out of play.
I thought kind of a mixed bag today for Buchholz. He got off to a rough start and looked like he was going to have trouble early in this game, and he did give up 3 runs in the 2nd inning, and he seemed to settle down a little bit after that. He seemed to make better pitches with his 2-seam fastball, with his curveball, but still not quite where we saw him at the beginning of last season.
Twins had plenty of opportunities in this game and ended up leaving 9 men on through the first 6 innings. Had base runners all over today. It's still just a 2-run game. In the air to shallow left center. Bogart's going out. Bradley and Carp coming in. It's Bradley who's there to make the catch. 2 down here in the 7th inning. Well, have you seen our new Sunday pregame show, Nesson Clubhouse? It's where kids run the show, and we're looking for youth baseball and softball teams to be a live studio audience. Visit Nesson.com/clubhouse sweepstakes to enter your son or daughter's team right now.
I got a spot for you on that show. Maybe one segment,
What do you got?
You're a cook. Go on there and make some kid food, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, mac and cheese, stuff like that.
My children's menu is a little bit limited. That would be about all I could do.
Doesn't have to be expanded. This is just for one segment and one show. So you can make, some mac and cheese, some peanut butter and jelly, and, stuff like that.
Actually, I make very good chicken tenders.
Well, they love chicken tenders.
And this is too short. Bogarts will go to second, and Middlebrooks is over to cover on the shift. That ends the inning. We head to the 8th. It's 3-1 Minnesota. Sox ticket partner has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, all the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 6:31, Twins on top of the Red Sox. We head to the top half of the 8th inning. Third pitcher used today by the Twins as Casey Fiend comes into the game. His 17th appearance, 3-1 with a 2.35 earned run average in 15 and a third innings. Jackie Bradley Jr. standing in here with Dustin Pedroia and Xander Bogaerts to follow. Bradley 0 for 2 has struck out twice. To left field, Kubel moving back, still going, and he will make the catch. That was an adventure and hit better than I think he first thought. He just kind of drifted back, had a lunge at the end onto the warning track to make the grab.
Yeah, that ball traveled a long way off the bat of Jackie Bradley Jr. and a very nice play by Jason Kubel. Has to reach right over the top of his head to make that catch and keep that ball from bouncing off the wall. That would have been a big opportunity there for the Red Sox, probably a two-base hit. Instead, turns into a nice out by Kubel.
One down in the inning for Dustin Pedroia, who takes strike one. Unless they get a double his last time up, a 1-for-3 day, as one of the 5 Red Sox hits today. Fouls it off himself. Red Sox have more action in the pen as Chris Capuano is up in the pen. And Breslow coming in to pitch the 7th inning after 6 innings from Clay Buchholz. Pedroia hits a fly ball to left field. This will be an easier try for Kubel, who comes in a step or two. 2 down in the 8th. So Fiend gets 2 outs, and that is now 9 in a row retired by Twins pitching on the afternoon. Here's Xander Bogaerts, 1-for-3. His last at bat was a 14-pitch at bat against Phil Hughes. Really cut into Hughes' overall pitch count in the 5th inning. Well, this is going to be a 1-pitch at bat this time, and it is Eduardo Escobar, the shortstop, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 8th. Into the bottom of the 8th. Twins on top 3-1. McDonald's, I'm loving it. the new Scion TC, and by Southwest Airlines. Back at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 3-1 Twins on top of the Red Sox as they come to bat in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the new pitcher for the Red Sox, third of the day, Chris Capuano's 18th appearance of the year, 1-1, 2.33 earned run average, 19 strikeouts to 7 walks, and opponents hitting at .233 against Capuano. Takes over for Craig Breslow, who pitched the 7th inning. So Breslow, 1 inning, no hits, no runs. He walked a batter and struck out a batter. As we saw, Capuano was the first game of the series against the Twins, went an inning and 2/3, giving up 2 hits. Walked 2, struck out 2 on Tuesday night. Started one inherited runner after coming in relief of Jake Peavy in that first game of the series. Aaron Hicks to lead it off here for the Twins in the 8th. Hicks walked in the 2nd inning, fly to right in the 4th inning, and grounded out in the 6th. Eduardo Escobar waiting on deck. He's had a very good day. 3 for 3, a couple singles and a double. Leading this 10-hit attack for the Twins. He's got 3 of them. Hicks tried to hold up, and it goes around, and it is now 2-2.
Good change up there by Capuano as he completely fooled Hicks on that pitch. Hicks expecting something fast, and instead he gets something off speed.
In there for strike 3. Hicks takes it, and Capuano strikes out the first batter that he faces in the game. 1 down.
Yeah, Capuano made some pretty nasty pitches on Hicks in that at bat, keeping the ball down in the strike zone, everything down. And that time down on the inside corner for the strikeout.
One out here in the 8th, and it brings up Eduardo Escobar. 3 for 3 in the game. Single to left, single to right, and then double to center. Now fly ball to right field, sending Gomes back, still going, and he'll make the catch. Diving on the warning track to make the grab on a ball that almost got up over his head.
Another nice play by Johnny Gomes out there in right field. This ball tailing away from him. He actually had turned the wrong way. And with that ball coming off the bat of the right-hander, it's slicing away from him, but he's still able to make the catch.
1-2 down here in the 8th inning. Brian Dozier, the batter. Dozier with a single and an RBI in this game. It skips away from Ross for ball 1. And Perkins, the closer for the Twins, up in the pen. Ortiz, Napoli, and Gomes expected in the 9th. Twins have left 10 men on base. Red Sox have left 4 on base today. A little bit low, apparently. 3-1. Well, John Lester matched up against Max Scherzer tomorrow night, game 1 of the series against the Tigers. John Lackey and Rick Porcello on Saturday night, and then Jake Peavy and Anibal Sanchez in the final game of the series. Down to first base with a 2-out walk goes Brian Dozier. The Don't Miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Men's Warehouse. TC and Eck will have a Sox-Tigers series preview. 2013 ALCS Special Moments. That's tomorrow, and it's at 6 p.m. on NESN. A 2-out walk here at Brian Dozier. Here's Joe Mauer. Mauer's been on base 3 times today, 2 singles and an intentional walk. Also grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Capuano goes to first, and leaning the wrong way was Dozier there initially. Good to be leaning.
Well, Dozier already has 12 steals on the season. He's been caught a couple of times.
There's a strike and it's 1-1. Capuano striking out Hicks to begin the inning. Got Escobar to fly out to right. Brian Dozier walks with 2 outs, and Joe Mauer with a count of 1-1. With Trevor Plouffe waiting on deck here for the Twins in the 8th. There goes Dozier. They throw over it now down to second base, and Dozier will be out. Xander Bogaerts waiting for him to arrive as he guessed and guessed wrong. We head to the 9th inning. It'll be Ortiz, Napoli, and Gomes coming up. Fund once again. Bob will donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund for every game saved this season. Everybody saves at Bob's. Bob's Discount Furniture. Quality, choice, and value. Learn more at mybobs.com. It's 3-1 Minnesota on top of Boston as we head to the top half of the ninth inning. David Ortiz, he's 0 for 3 today as he leads it off here in the ninth inning. They'll line it towards left center field, and that's going to get in for a base hit in front of Kubel. So Big Poppy with a base hit to begin things here in the ninth inning.
And that keeps a hitting streak alive now in 8 games for David Ortiz, but more importantly gets that potential tying run to the plate. Fastball inside out swing that time by Ortiz to the opposite field for the base hit.
We'll have a pinch runner at first base for David Ortiz. Jonathan Herrera running for Ortiz at first. So lead runner on for the Red Sox here in the ninth inning, facing the closer for the Twins, Glenn Perkins. His 10 saves are third most in the American League. Mike Napoli has not reached base yet today, 0 for 3. As he fouls it off to the right for strike one. Rest of the numbers for Perkins. 18th appearance, 1-0. The 3.12 earned run average. He's blown only one save. 17 in the third innings. 25 Ks to only 3 walks. And opponents hitting under 200 against Perkins. Opponents hitting only at 136 here at Target Field against him so far this year. Takes over for Casey Fiend, who had a 1-2-3-8. Base hit by Ortiz breaks up a string of 10 in a row retired by Twins pitching. A swing and a miss for Napoli, who's down 0-2.
Now they've been continuously today working Napoli up in the strike zone. Another fastball up about letter high and no contact from Napoli.
Up there again in 93 miles an hour. Napoli stays alive, fouling it back to the screen.
First 3 at bats of the ball game from Napoli, up and in for a pop-up, up and away for a pop-up, and then the last time up, same thing, let a high, pop up to second base.
Now pitch down in the dirt and sprawling is Suzuki to keep it in front of him. Two is popped up. Foul ground is racing is Suzuki and Colabella, and neither will have a play. Tune in tonight at 10 p.m. to NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank, for a Bruins season recap and the Red Sox Twins reaction from Game 3 of this series. See what know-how can do. Red Sox trailing 3-1 with Herrera pinch running at first base and Mike Napoli with a count of 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Napoli strikes out for the first out of the ninth inning.
Now after a number of fastballs, back to the breaking ball, down and in from Napoli. So you got him looking for high fastballs, and then all of a sudden you drop the breaking ball, the slider, down around the ankles.
One out, a runner at first base for Johnny Gomes. Gomes flying out to right in the second inning, single to center in the fourth, struck out swinging in the sixth inning. A little bit low for ball one. There's Glenn Perkins, a starter with the Twins at one point, 2008, 2009. Foul back, and it evens at 1-1. Perkins last year with 36 saves. To left center field, falling fast. Hicks on the run, and he's not going to get it. Tried to deke the runner, and will get it on a hop as Gomes has a base hit, and the tying runs are on base now for Boston with one out in the ninth.
A couple of nice defensive plays in this game by Gomes. 2 hits, 2 for 4 on the afternoon, and Red Sox making some noise here in the ninth. Johnny Gomes just dropping it out in front of Aaron Hicks.
Well, Mike Carp coming up here with 2 on. And Carpen's ground ball, base hit into right field. Herrera will be stopped at third, and the Red Sox have him loaded with 1 down as Parmelee gets it back in quickly. Carp picks up his second hit, and the Red Sox have him loaded.
Yeah, the first one was the drive in, the only one the Red Sox have back in the 4th inning. Jumps on the first pitch this time, fastball middle in, and is able to find that hole between first and second. Playing it very cautious over at third base. Bases loaded situation.
Pinch runner here. Grady Sizemore get a pinch run for Mike Carp. That is the potential go-ahead run at first base. Now David Ross here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Ross with a single in the third. Since then, a strikeout and a flyout. Ross takes strike 1. Twins getting their 3 runs in the second inning, have not scored since. Red Sox getting a run in the 4th, and now here in the 9th, trailing by 2. Swing and a miss. 94 on the gas that time. 0-2.
Elevating the fastball that time is Perkins. Up and away from Ross, who's going for it all.
Ross swings and misses. They go back up top again to get him on the fastball. Second strikeout for Perkins. 2 down in the 9th.
Yeah, by design, keeping the fastball up to David Ross. And a huge strikeout there for Perkins.
Now it is up to Will Middlebrooks with 2 down in the 9th inning. Middlebrooks 0 for 3 today. He has struck out twice and flied out. It's a base hit into right field. From third comes Herrera. Here comes Johnny Gomes. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time. And the Red Sox have tied it 3-3. Will Middlebrooks drives in 2 with 2 outs in the 9th. The blown save for Glenn Perkins as the Red Sox tie it up.
Been a long, tough day offensively for Middlebrooks, but Middlebrooks picks on the first pitch. He gets the fastball away, up and away, and just takes it in that direction. A little bit of a hesitation by Parmelee out there in right field, and 2-run score easily for the Red Sox. So all this is going by an opposite field base hit by David Ortiz.
Now Jackie Bradley Jr., who is 0 for 3 today, down in the count 0-1. Outside 1-1. Perkins had been 10 out of 11 until this blown save here today. So Phil Hughes was in line for his 5th win of the year. Came in at 4-1, no longer part of the decision after his 6-inning effort, giving up 1 run. Bullpen lets him down. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Go-ahead run in scoring position, and Grady Sizemore pinch running at second base. Middlebrooks at first, 2 down in the 9th. Rolled over, foul, still 2-2. Inside, full count. Runners can get a start now. In there for strike 3 to end the top of the 9th inning. With the damage done, Red Sox tie it up 3-3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. After the game, we'll get to the Clint Buchholz breakdown from his outing today. We'll get to some thoughts from John Farrell. Can't go wrong when you buy right at W.B. Mason. Well, the Red Sox have tied it up. Well, Middlebrooks driving in the game-tying runs. It is knotted at 3. As we head to the bottom of the 9th inning, Grady Sizemore staying in the game after he pinch ran. Takes over in left field for Mike Park. And on the mound is Andrew Miller. His 20th appearance of the year, 1-1 with a 2.70 earned run average, 16 2/3 innings, 25 strikeouts, 4 walks, and opponents hitting at 180 against Miller. Andrew Miller took the loss Tuesday night on a 2-run home run, the walk-off for Parmalee with 2 outs in the 9th. First runs that he had allowed since April 27th at Toronto. As he gets a strike in there to Joe Mauer, who leads it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2, 3, and 4 scheduled for the Twins in what is now a tie game. Fouled back to the screen, 0-2. Capuano went an inning, allowing no hits, no runs. He walked a batter, struck out a batter. There's Dunsing warming in the pen right now for the Twins. They have already used Burton, Fiend, and Perkins in relief of Phil Hughes.
Slider that time that Miller left inside, wanted to go down and away ahead in the count on Mauer, instead left it inside, and Mauer was able to foul it off.
And Trevor Plouffe waiting on deck. Mauer strikes out. One down here in the ninth.
Well, the ball was up, but a little bit more away that time for the strikeout against Joe Mauer. Back to the breaking ball in the outside part of the plate.
One down for Trevor Plouffe. He's been aboard twice without the benefit of a hit. Reached on a fielder's choice and walked in this game. He has also struck out twice. It's a fly ball to left field. Grady Sizemore over to his left. 2 down in the ninth. Two away for Chris Colabello. 0 for 4 today in the first start of this series. Fly to right, grounded out to third, struck out twice. Ground ball softly hit towards second. Pedroia will field and throw, and we're headed for extra baseball here in Minnesota. Dustin Pedroia will lead it off. Boston Red Sox baseball at NESN is brought to you by Jack Link's Beef Jerky. We head into the 10th inning with the game tied 3-3. Red Sox tied up in the top half of the 9th inning. Turns out hitting the Red Sox 10-9. The pitcher is Brian Dunsing into the game. His 15th appearance of the year, 0-1. 1.69 earned run average, 6 Ks to 4 walks. And opponents hitting at .246 against Dunsing. Lone save today for Glenn Perkins. Dustin Pedroia leading it off here in the 10th. Red Sox coming up with 2 runs off Perkins on 4 hits in the inning. No walks and 3 Ks for Perkins. Pedroia with a swing and a foul tip, 2-1. That'll be Pedroia, Bogaerts, and Herrera scheduled to bat in the inning. Remember, Herrera pinch ran for David Ortiz, so David out of this game. To center field, Hicks headed back. We got over the wrong shoulder initially, but now backpedals and makes the grab in front of the track for the first out here of the 10th. He's headed behind him there for a while until he made the adjustment late.
I've seen it happen a couple of times in this game today where an outfielder is turned the wrong way but is able to regroup and make the catch.
And one down for Xander Bogaerts. 1 for 4 in the game. Singled back in the 4th inning. To right field for Bogaerts. Struck pretty well. Parmalee going back onto the track at the wall to make the catch and then bang into it. Sharply hit by Bogaerts, but a nice play by Parmalee for the second out of the 10th.
2 balls hit pretty good in this inning, but nobody on base yet for the Red Sox. Bogaerts to the opposite field. And Parmalee with his back right against the wall, able to make the catch. And hold on to it as he crashes into the wall.
2 down for Herrera. Batting for the first time in this game. Pinch ran for David Ortiz, who had a leadoff single to get the 9th inning started. David just a spectator now. Strike over the outside corner. Three and one now to Herrera. Mike Napoli waiting on deck. Mike 0 for 4 in the game today. He's not been on base yet. In there for a strike, full count. In the dirt, and Herrera with a 2-out walk. So Dunsing walking Herrera here in the 10th inning. He'll give Mike Napoli a chance.
Well, walks are never good, but that's extremely bad. Walking Herrera to get to Napoli here with 2 outs in the inning.
Well, Mike Napoli trying to extend this on-base streak that he has, and he is 0 for 4 today. Not been on base, popping out, fouling out, popping out, and last time up, striking out. Napoli's been on base 33 straight games coming into today's action. Foul tips it back to the screen and is down 0-1. Ball 2, 2-1. Dunsing had 2 quick outs and Pedroia and Bogarts to begin the inning. A walk of Herrera. And he falls behind Napoli now 2-1. Check on Herrera back to the bag. Koji Uehara up in the Red Sox pen. Napoli is 2 for 11 in his career against Dunsing. Foul tip in. It's 2-2.
Out in front of the changeup that time from Dunsing. Pitch has Napoli off balance.
With a good sized lead at first. As Napoli may have gone around, pitch in the dirt, he did. He strikes out to end the top half of the 10th inning. We head to the bottom of the 10th, tied 3-3. Commemorative ring night at Fenway Park on Tuesday, May 20th. Every fan in attendance will receive a commemorative ring modeled after the players' 2013 World Series champion rings. Go to redsox.com/tickets to get your tickets for this special game day. 3-3 the score as we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. And it'll be Eduardo Nunez who's going to pinch hit here for Jason Kubel in the 10th inning. Nunez, who homered in Game 1 of the series, has 1 home run on the year, 4 RBIs, and hits at .318. Nunez, Kurt Suzuki, and Chris Parmelee scheduled to bat in the inning is Andrew Miller. The fastball strike at 94 miles an hour. There's Kurt Suzuki on deck here in the 10th inning.
Out outfield. Shanny Nunez to the opposite field. Jackie Bradley Jr. to the right of second base.
A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Andrew Miller. You get Maurer to strike out, Plouffe to fly out, and Colabello to ground out. Back out there for the 10th inning, at least to begin it. Nunez chops one to third, picked on the half hop by Middlebrooks. Throw on the run and in time to retire Nunez for the first out of the 10th.
Middlebrooks down at third base, attacking this bouncing ground ball. Gets it on that in-between hop. Running throw to first base to get the out.
One down, Kurt Suzuki, the batter. He has singled twice in the game, once to left, once to right, and he scored a run. Parmalee waiting on deck with one out here in the 10th. Suzuki 1 for 3 against Andrew Miller in his career. Line down the left field line. This is headed towards the corner. Sizemore over to play it as Suzuki heads for second base, and the potential winning run in scoring position with one out in the 10th.
Now Suzuki's had a big afternoon. 3 hits, 2 singles, and now this big double here in the 10th inning.
You got Chris Parmalee coming up here, and of course he took Andrew Miller deep on Tuesday night, the walk-off win with 2 outs in the 9th inning. So already a little bit of history between Miller and Parmalee. And Parmalee coming up here with a game in the balance. Has a 2-run home run today. It was off Clay Buchholz back in the 2nd inning. One of the 3-run inning for the Twins. They've not scored since. Parmalee fouls it back to the screen, jumping on the first pitch.
That was very similar to the pitch that he hit out of the ballpark, too. The one he hit out of the ballpark was middle in and down.
Parmalee takes strike 2 with the hands out of the way, and it grabs the corner. 0-2.
Yeah, breaking ball that he throws directly at Parmalee comes back to pick up the inside corner.
Swing and a miss, and Parmalee strikes out. Makes quick work of Parmalee for the second out of the 10th. Second strikeout for Miller.
Well, a totally different approach that time. He did see one fastball middle in, but then the breaking ball, keeping it away for the strikeout.
Now Aaron Hicks walked back in the 2nd inning and scored. Since then he's flied out, grounded out, and struck out. Potential winning run at second base in Kurt Suzuki. Hicks will take strike 1. Low and away, and it is a ball and a strike. Buchholz going the first 6 innings today, giving up the 3 runs the Twins have. Breslow, Capuano not giving up a hit. And Miller now has got an inning and 2/3, just 1 hit. The double this inning by Suzuki. Hicks hits a ground ball foul, and it's now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 10th inning. Hicks will take it low, and it's 2-2. Hicks getting the arms out of the way and almost grabbed the corner. It's a full count now.
Miller trying to come inside with the fastball, a little bit too far inside. Not sure it caused a reaction like that from Hicks, but it was a little bit inside.
Ross out to talk to Miller here with 2 outs. Kurt Suzuki at second base. And they devise a plan here against Aaron Hicks. Twins have left 10 men on base in this game. They have a runner at second base, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Hicks lines to left field. In comes Sizemore. It's in for a hit. Here comes Suzuki around from second. The throw will be late, and for the second time in 3 games, the Minnesota Twins walk off with a win. And for the second time in 3 games, it's Andrew Miller who walks from the mound to the dugout. Aaron Hicks hitting at 167, coming in to not have a hit today until now. And it ends this game, and all Miller can do is sit in a crouch and look on as the Twins celebrate.
Well, Miller almost had him out on the pitch before with an inside fastball. That time another inside fastball, and right away Hicks knew it was going to drop in. Kind of a double clutch there by Sizemore, and not even close at the plate as Suzuki comes around. Had the big double in the inning to get into scoring position.
So the Twins take 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox, as the Red Sox now taking 2 out of 3 from Texas, and the obvious frustration for Andrew Miller, who takes his second loss of this series. 4-3, Twins win it as we send it to Tom Caron.